to the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions 2025 NFL Draft Haul. 7 picks, some smart moves, a little bit of a couple gambles, but hey, what do we expect from Dan Campbell? And maybe even some future starters in the mix. Let's go through each pick, hand out some grades, and break down how this draft class fits into Dan Campbell's gritty, kneecap-biting version of the team. Let's get into it. Guys, let's kick off things with the first round. Williams, defensive tackle from the Ohio State University, guys. This is a classic Detroit Lions move as of late. The man's gritty, he is tough, and right in the trenches, right where Dan Campbell wants to be mean. Guys, Williams is a force inside. He is powerful at the point of attack. He can disrupt the backfield, and he should line up next to a clean McNeil to create serious problems for the opposing offensive lines. Now, the Lions could have gone edge rusher here, maybe even a wide receiver, but they stuck to the board and they landed a tone setter up front. It's not a flashy, but is it a nice foundational building pick? With that pick, I do give them a B+ for the day one grade. It's a smart pick with upside, even if it wasn't a headline grabber. I'm being a little harsh because it is the Detroit Lions, but I do love this defensive tackle from the Ohio State. Now, going into round 2, the Lions pick up Tank Redledge, a blistering guard out of Georgia. Guys, there's going to be a common theme here lately. Georgia, Ohio State. Georgia, Ohio State. Georgia, Ohio State. There's a lot of Georgia and Ohio States going here in the NFC North. Now, this one is interesting, though. Redledge brings that SEC nastiness, a true mauler in the run game, and he fits what the Lions love to do on the offensive line. Physical, tough, and ready to punch you in the mouth for 4 quarters. Still, with other positions of needs on the board, particularly wide receiver and edge rusher, this feels like a solid, not spectacle pick. But in the long run, he could absolutely become a starter on that offensive line. Let's just be honest. Now, round number 3, pick number 70. Isaac Tesla, wide receiver from Arkansas. They finally addressed that wide receiver need, and here's the thing that where it got real spicy. Not only did they grab a wide receiver, the Detroit Lions traded up to snag Isaac, right? The wide receiver from Arkansas, giving up 2 day 2 picks in 2026 to make it happen. Now, Isaac isn't exactly a household name. He's a big target. He has reliable hands. Go back and watch his highlight tape. He catches a lot of things. He has a good body control, more possessive guy than a burner. But giving up 2 26 day 2s, that's a bold move for a guy that may not even be a wide receiver right away. Still, the Lions clearly see something in him. With Jameson Williams still trying to find consistency, they're betting on Isaac to contribute quickly. With that being said, a day 2 grade for the Detroit Lions, I give them a C. It was a high cost to get here, questionable value, but we'll see how the gamble plays off. And lately, the gambles have been on Dan Campbell's side. Then we go into day 3. I really like what the Detroit Lions did here. Miles Frazier, offensive guard from LSU, adds depth on that offensive line. Frazier isn't going to light up the tape. He's a solid base. He can play both guard spots and maybe even be a starter by 2026. Not next season, but the year after that. Exactly what you want in a 5th round pick. A reliable, coachable, a development upside. Smart move by the front office there. Now, next up, you have Ahmed Asinen. Like I said, guys, I'm terrible with names. I apologize, but he is out of Boise State. Now, this one is my favorite Lions pick. I went back and watched the tape. I watched probably damn near 40 minutes of this guy's tape. I fell in love with this guy quickly. He is fiery. He has an explosive quick step. He plays with a motor that just doesn't quit. And may not have elite size. He's definitely rough around the edges, but if you're looking for someone who screams Dan Campbell energy off the edge, this is that dude. He's a value pick for sure, potential rotation guy, maybe even more. Of course, then they ended up with a couple of 7th round picks as well, picking safety Dan Jackson out of Georgia and Dominic Lovick, wide receiver out of Georgia. I didn't watch much tape on those guys, so I'm going to reserve those picks, but judging by the 2 Georgia guys, they're probably dogs. Let's just be honest. But draft grades overall, day 1, I got to give them a B+. Williams fits the culture and the scheme. Day 2, they get a C. Some questionable on value, especially with the Isaac trade. And then day 3, I got to give them an A. Great picks, strong depth with high character guys. My final thoughts on the Detroit Lions draft, guys. This is not a flashy draft for the Detroit Lions. It was pure Lions football as of late. Tough, physical, and full of guys who love to hit. Now, they took some risks, they made some trades, and added some serious depth across both lines, whether or not Isaac, the receiver from Arkansas, lives up to the price tag may define how we view this class in a couple seasons. But overall, a solid draft keeps the Detroit Lions moving in the right direction. So let me know you guys' thoughts in the comments below. Was Tyleek the right pick in round 1? Did they give up too much for Isaac in round 2? Drop your draft grades in the comments, and do not forget, guys, to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell for more Lions content on season long. Now, let's get into those comments. James says, what's up, little dude? I don't know why my little dude's up, man. It's 9:30 at night, brother. You got school tomorrow. Get your ass to bed, boy. Real McCoy says, Dan Campbell and Jerry Jones are on the same conference job. Who's better at their job? Dan Campbell was better at his job. Jerry Jones right now is just a figurehead. Dan Campbell is doing the work, right? Doing the trenches. Old Man River gives him an A-. He says, one pride, Lions all the way, Lions to the Super Bowl, baby. Give him an A-. Listen, man, I think a solid B. A solid B is where they're at. Duckery Bieber says, the way you look makes sense now. Washington clears your favorite team, Speedy. What are you even talking about? The way you look makes sense now. Washington clears your favorite team, Speedy. Okay. He must be mad because I was talking shit on the Commanders last season. Whatever, dog. Whatever. Let's move it on. Moving on here over to the green